Hey all, Steve from GuitarNiche here. On the bench we have a Martin DC-X2E, relatively recent vintage, and there's some stuff going on the top which is just giving me some kind of grief. I spoke with the owner and I'm going, what is going on the top with the top there? And he said, well, that's sweat. I go, it could be, yeah, okay, but I don't know what it is. If it's acidic or whatever, either way, it's not good. It's you know, the top is discoloring. You know, he's been playing the crap out of it and stuff like that. Anyway, the point of this video is I'm going to run a real-time experiment in terms of what I think I can get away with for cleaning this top quickly, efficiently, and economically. And it comes down to this, which is a very clean, brand new magic eraser. Now, the magic eraser is formaldehyde melamine sodium bisulfate copolymer. So what that really means is it's kind of an abrasive crystal encased in a substrate, if you would. And I really hope this works, because this would be a pretty cool video, you know. Now the reason I'm using this is because Martin website specs on this instrument pointed out it's a hand rubbed finish. What that really means is it's very thin. This thing is almost like raw wood. So what I'm interpreting there is that it's a very, very thin oil finish of some kind. And I want to maintain it without penetrating through the oil too much, but yet I gotta clear up some of this junk, you know. Give it a little bit of dab of water. I've got a cup of water aside, and we'll just have at it. And see what happens. Well, right away, that's interesting. That's pretty interesting. The junk coming up right away. I wanna warn you that this is totally experimental. We have new products coming on the market all the time that are, oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that. That is amazing. Holy cow. Sorry, I gotta interrupt myself. I'm gonna turn this over a little bit. I might have to break it up into smaller pieces to actually get it to work. I mean, to utilize the whole of what it has to offer. My concern here is that, you know, oversaturating the top, if it has any kind of porousness that's going to absorb water, that's not cool. But for the time being, and it won't take long before we know if this has any kind of real success or not, but look at the dirt coming up off of that. Keep in mind, this is a very, very specific application. For this particular finish, which has somewhat of a question mark on it, that's freaking remarkable. Okay, so at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this in half and try to carry on with as clean a working surface as possible. This is the only unit or piece I have left, but I gotta say, so far the results are pretty stellar. Whatever was on there to begin with has leached into the underlying wood, and I think the best we can hope for here is, you know, something that looks less than a baby diaper. I'll tell you right now, at face value, it's better than it was, but whatever those stains were, they are still, unfortunately, they got underneath the finish into the wood. But at the end of the day, we're still going to wind up with an instrument that's cleaner, or a finish, I should say, that is cleaner than it was. Yeah, this is really good at raising the surface junk. And of course, there's all sorts of other things I could experiment with, which is like vinegars and other like butcher block cleaners and things like that. But I'm pretty happy with this, actually, all things considered. As far as the streaks that were there, they are probably permanent. Whatever that was, it's a chemical reaction to the finish itself. And that's probably permanent. I don't think we can do much of anything with that other than getting below those streaks and you know, getting into the wood and some more serious care and stuff like that. Like literally, well, actually that's got some moisture in it right there, and that's why it looks the way it does. And that should actually clear up pretty well, because the rest of the exposed wood, the most worn wood, cleaned up really, really well. It's going to develop a patina, and it's going to have some kind of trigger wear over time. We didn't saturate the top. I was very, very careful about using a minimal amount of moisture on that, and it is a lot better than what it was. Once this is fully dried out, we'll revisit it. So here we are about 15 or 20 minutes later with our Martin DC-X2E, and it's had obviously a few minutes to dry out. Whatever small bit of moisture got into the top has now had a chance to get gone, and I gotta tell you, it looks a lot better than it did. Night and day. It's kind of cool. Now, would I recommend this for other situations? I don't know. I can't say at this point. This was a pretty unique application, and yeah, we'll see what the end result is when it's all said and done. So this is the day after treating this lovely Martin DC-X2E Spruce 2020 version with a magic eraser to clean the top. How did it turn out? Other than leftover streaks, which are, I believe those are going to be permanent. It turned out great. Am I happy with this? Absolutely 100%. This is awesome. Would I recommend anybody else doing this? I got to be very clear about this. This was an experiment, a test. I have used the product on some other things before, and so I know what it's capable of. It's kind of like, where would you use sandpaper? Would you use sandpaper on the top of your own guitar? Probably not. But this is a special case because the instrument has what they, as I mentioned, has an oil rubbed finish, which is extremely thin, to the point where this being like this instrument only being a few short years old, it's already starting to, like, you can, the player is energetic and he's wearing through this instrument pretty quick. So it's going to show its age in a very short amount of time, which is fine. I mean, if you like the worn look, this is going to be accelerated with this type of finish, okay? But at the end of the day, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. No distortions, no separations, no ugliness from the treatment itself. And it's fine. So there you go. I'll call that a win. And we'll see what happens down the road if I can use the same product in a different application. There's a couple of things that I have tried, as I mentioned, which, yeah, I'll try again and document them and see how they turn out. I don't do this unless I'm confident that it's going to be a respectable reasonable, good outcome. And I'm totally prepared to suffer the consequences if it's not. I take responsibility for it. The guy's cool with it. It's all good, okay? So yeah, the owner, of course, has to have some stock in the process. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. My name's Steve. This is GuitarNiche. Thanks for watching. As always, play loud, have fun, have a great day, like and subscribe. Keeps the wheels turning so that I can keep doing more of this stuff. And yeah, have a great day. Read the description below for free resources down there. And as I said, carry on, play loud. Cheers. See ya.